disclaimer, we'd like to note before the start of this interview that the opinions about to be expressed by the guest on tonight's Gettin Salty Experience podcast are that of the guest and do not directly or necessarily reflect the views of the host of the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
You're listening to the Gettin Salty Experience podcast.
Hello! Bam! And hello, Gonzo. And Ruffy with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, he's actually smiles. I like it. He's happy today. Yeah,
he
man.
so
must have got a little piece last night. You know what I'm saying?
I know. The ends tonight for the wedding. The wedding will be on.
Oh, that too. I mean, that's come on.
All the stress goes away.
Yeah.
Anywho, welcome back. You know, I don't usually watch podcasts like Gon says, but if I was going to, Gettin Salty Experience podcast, the only one that brings the Firehouse Kitchen Table to you, and FDNY legends, like another guy we got tonight. 70,
yes,
what do you say he was? 81. 81 years old. Looks great.
Yeah,
got more hair than me.
I'll sign the papers.
I'll take it.
And then renegotiate when I get close.
When you get to 80, you gotta renew. You gotta renew your lease. You know what I mean?
I don't want to go anywhere.
What's Gonzo doing? What's he doing now?
Hold on.
Maybe he's trying to watch the Yankee game in the corner or something.
Oh, you know he's got the Yankee game.
I'm going to give a special hello to the Beef Man in the chat.
I had to put my Yankees thing on because we got an important game tonight. So, you know.
Yeah.
So if I see you like this, if you're like this.
I'm trying not to. They start at 8.
Like, yo,
8:08. So, no, none of that shit. What?
Stop looking down at something else. Stop watching the gun videos. Crying out loud.
What's the series at? I have no idea.
It's 1-1. Tonight's the rubber match.
Rubber.
This is it. Whoever wins tonight moves on.
Yeah. The Yankees.
The wild card.
Got a tree.
The best out of three. Yeah.
Tree trio.
They're playing Boston, man. You know, our nemesis over there.
We are booked solid all the way through like November, December. I talked to Craig Buccieri today. Gave him a couple of dates. Got a couple other legends coming on, right, Ruff?
We do.
All booked up.
We're loaded up.
Guy, tonight we're going to have plenty of stories. It was on in 1970.
61.
70.
Something like that.
1970. Yeah, man. Woo.
You don't
Probably wearing, bell bottoms and Huckapoo shirts back then.
He ain't lying.
Anywho, I wanted to do a quick update on, as you know, Ruffy's daughter's getting married this Sunday. I can't wait to go there. It's going to be so.
Oh, here it is. Speaking of that, I got my invites right here. I can't go, though. I'm sorry. I'm not that close yet. I need another 10 years. 10 years, like 10 more years.
Your wedding? Oh, the wedding? No.
Big summer blowout.
Anyway, this is what, I think this is me at Ruffy's wedding. Stand by.
I can't believe out of 30 professional musicians, there isn't one Italian in the group here. Come on, let's have a gun in there. You pop, carve it out, pop.
That's what I'm going to be doing. You got a band or a DJ? What do you got?
It's not my wedding. It's a DJ.
Your daughter's wedding. Is it a band or a DJ?
It's a DJ.
We got to play some Ginzo music?
Oh, yeah, I think so. We can.
There's the biggest question. Are we having a Venetian out? There you go.
Well, I just want to begin by telling you.
That's the dance he's going to do with his daughter.
Boobs is going to come over to me. He's like, listen, I got to ask you a favor.
He's going to be in the back room making meetings.
I wish I had a stogie right now.
I had an envelope for you for that day.
It's like, we're going to have to get rid of Gons. Watching Yankee games. That's how I'll put the word out. I'll put the word out.
We got to put the hit out on Gons for the hair and the Yankee games.
What?
What do you got lined up? We got the Spanish kid for his seat. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
Oh, yeah, we have that. We have it.
Come on, Gons. He's playing it. He's back to normal.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
So that's 7 pages ago. I had to go through to get to that.
The Venetian hour. the best thing is she's marrying a Kraut, right? You got some kind of weird name, kid, right?
It is. Yes.
Von Winkelbot. What is it?
I'm not saying it.
Just say it.
You were serious about that?
You were serious about that?
Yeah, I love that. She's awesome. Great stuff. Can't wait to see the whole family, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
The whole family. It's gonna be great.
All right, let's play some commercials so I can stuff the envelope. Nice for Ruffy and the Bean.
All right, we're gonna play your affiliation company that you're with right here.
Yeah, TikTok,
yeah, something tough. All right, here we go.
Firehouse floors take a beating. Rigs rolling in, gear drop down, chemicals and spills every single day. That's why departments nationwide are choosing ArmorTough. ArmorTough epoxy floors are built for fire stations. Slip resistant, chemical resistant, easy to clean, and tough enough to handle anything the job throws at them. It's more than just a floor. It's a safer, sharper, and more professional foundation for your house. And here's the bonus. ArmorTough is an authorized dealer for Groves. So if gear racks, PPE extractors, or dryers are what you're after, you'll find them here. Heavy discounts apply for Gettin' Salty listeners. So install an ArmorTough floor and get Groves products at dealer cost. ArmorTough, built for firefighters, built to last.
I don't know if you noticed that. Heavy discounts given to Gettin' Salty fans, bro.
Heavy
Discounts. Reach out to Vince. Dude, you put the floor in once. You don't have to put it in ever again. Lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
I sold
Tell them large Marge. I mean, Coop sent you.
Yeah.
You buy this floor.
Well, I took his head and pushed it against the floor.
We're gonna play the
floor.
You're gonna buy this floor with the Italian music playing in the background.
You know?
I could sell anything.
I could sell
anything.
I'm crazy like that. I can sell anything. All right, play the next one. We got another one or no?
I was hurt at work today.
We have.
I was hurt at work today.
All right, here we go. We're gonna our membership ad, people. For those, thank you again for those that are signing up. We truly appreciate it. But in case for those that are wondering what we're talking about, here you go.
Looking to take your love for the fire service to the next level? Then join the Gettin' Salty Experience YouTube Premium Membership Club, where the stories burn hotter and the history runs deeper. As a member, you'll unlock exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. From History with Hashhagen, where we dive into legendary FDNY fires and the men who fought them, to feature-length documentaries spotlighting the rich and gritty history of the FDNY, told the way only Gettin' Salty can. You'll also get early access to special interviews, behind-the-scenes content, and members-only perks designed with our most loyal followers in mind. Joining is easy. Just hit that join button right in our YouTube channel and become part of the Brotherhood. Support the show. Celebrate the job. Get and stay salty.
All seriousness, right, Roof? Every time we do something with Hash, we sit there like this. Like, the guy is incredible. The history, not only of
We
the job.
we did another one this past
we
Tuesday.
did this one. This is the one we did on the other day. And some of the stuff that he sends is just crazy, crazy stuff, man, back in the day. If you want to see what this is all about, tune in, check it out.
From the FDNY. Top names. Like some names you wouldn't even know. Some names you probably do know.
Yep.
So
And you guys probably didn't even know. You know who was in charge of snow removal before the sanitation? Those guys, FDNY.
Those guys.
FDNY. But you didn't know that. These are the things you pick up when you join the membership.
I got Paulie when I said to him, I'm like, Paulie, could you imagine we had to shovel snow and there was horse crap everywhere under the snow? Like,
Underneath.
he was just like, can you imagine what a mess that must have been, like trying to figure out those streets? Oh my God,
gloves.
what a mess.
They didn't have any gloves back in the day. You wouldn't know that if
What a mess.
What happened to me here? I messed up here.
What are you doing?
Anyway, all right. That's it. That's all I got. Join the membership. There's quite a few members in there. We really appreciate it. If you want all this extra content that you don't normally get, go on the membership. That's it. I'm done.
All right.
Yankees
We ready,
win.
Guns?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Here we go.
Coming to the stage, Captain Mike Currid.
Woo!
I gave you the girls. Yeah, they're gonna keep going. They don't know when to stop. Sit them. Stand away. Tell them, take it easy. Take it easy.
Bras. Take them with the
Throw the
panties.
panties at him.
There you go. Oh shit, we got to get ready.
Welcome to the show, Cap.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Yeah.
81.
You know what you get yourself into. You've seen the show before, right?
Oh, yes.
All right.
More hair on his head than Coops.
Oh, stop hurting my feelings. He does.
He's got it on his face now because it's all growing in
Yeah.
real nicely there. On the
Pretty
the
great.
white
At least
bit.
he's not
Oh,
dying.
gray, right?
Yeah, don't die it. It was dying. It's horrible.
No, leave it.
It's all great now. I'm letting it go.
Yeah, it'll be
Me.
fine. When it grows in, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Let's get patriotic. Then we can
Yes, sir.
dive right into the captain's career.
All right, here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, shit.
Somebody wants to know when we got Robert De Niro on the show. I'm like, right now.
I can hear a little bit.
A little bit. I got a little something related.
You insulted him a little bit.
You talking to me?
You got a lot.
You
You
talking
got a
to
lot of
me?
yourself a little bit.
Saddest thing in life is wasted talent.
Look at you.
Nice.
All right, Cap. So let's go back. I know you were in high school in 1962, but tell us about where you grew up a little bit, family life, brothers, sisters, dad, mom, a little bit of the history there.
Born and raised in the Bronx, Burnside and University Avenue,
The Bronx.
West Bronx, 59 and 43 would be first two. Catholic grammar school, Catholic high school. After high school, I got a job in an office down in Manhattan. Went to college at night and really didn't like it. So, 1960.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much these days.
So I joined the Marines in 65, the Marine Reserves, out in Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn. It was helicopter squadron, and 6 months active and 6 years of meetings. And it was good. I actually enjoyed it. I got out of there and I got a job in a phone company. Surprisingly, I worked in the South Bronx where I would enter
Oh, man.
the department.
You're not a Yankee fan, are you?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah.
Son of a-
He and I are both going to be watching the game. Might be a little distracted tonight while we're doing the interview.
I grew up about 20 blocks from there, so, and I hung out actually in Highbridge, which was right up the hill from Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
But then, I enjoyed the Marine Corps. I actually liked it. I went to the phone company. I liked that. They were sending me to school. The money was good, especially with overtime. Then I got married in 1968, and we had two lovely daughters, which was good. And around 70, I was getting a lot of mail from the fire department for the physical, the medical, and all that. But I was completely ignoring it because I really was happy with the phone company.
Really?
But I had a friend that went on the fire department, Billy Alcock, in 68, 2 years ahead of me. And every time we did anything, he kept telling me, come on over, got to take this job. It's all young guys. We have fun. He told me all the good stuff, And so I had a little argument with a boss in the phone company.
That's it.
Go to hell.
I never liked you.
I know, yeah. You doing any finger poking?
I quit. And I went on in September 5th of 70.
And those that time you were in the Bronx, like in the mid 60s, 70s, was that the time that it was really getting going? Was the Bronx burning back then? Was the neighborhoods going up?
No, not where I was. No, I was mostly, I had a lot of Jewish friends, Italian friends, and it was a nice neighborhood. Very nice, actually. I would call that the North Bronx when I went to 138th Street.
But a stone's throw away was the South Bronx, and that was already starting to burn, right?
By 70, yeah. I would say the South Bronx changed probably between 62 and 65. And 65, it got crazy. I think pretty much.
So you didn't have anybody, Cap, that you didn't know, and nobody in your family. You didn't. Why did you take the test? Just because they sent you stuff, or how did that happen?
My older brother kind of made me.
That's usually how it is. Somebody makes you take it.
He was a much better student, so he knew he wasn't going on the fire department. And fortunately, he made a good move. Well, I think he made a good move.
How many brothers did you have, Cap?
One. Just one brother.
No sisters?
Yeah.
Just you and him?
Nope. Yeah, so we
Nobody
grew
else-
up like a 5-story walk up. You know,
Uh-huh.
it was a good place. We had a lot of friends in every direction. You had friends. You know, if you had an argument with one guy, you just went to another group. You know, it was a good place to grow up, in my opinion.
It's like the
So
Bronx
it-
Tale,
Bronx Tale, which was filmed in Queens, by the way.
Astoria.
Astoria, Queens. Yeah.
Did you really kill that man over a parking spot?
Yeah, I can see that.
So you get the call in 70, right? How'd you get the call? What did they do back then? They send you a letter, they call you on the phone.
No, I think it was all mail. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was in the mail. Yeah, and the school was, you know, Roosevelt Island was probably school.
Ah.
It was a
My
little.
uncle was a super on Roosevelt Island.
How long was Proby school back then?
I think it was 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember, but you know, it was pretty good. You know, it wasn't bad.
Other names, famous names that went to Proby school with you? Anybody that we might know?
What probably school with me? Well, Patty Murtaugh. His brother was Matty Murtaugh, who was a staff chief. The rest of them
Bums
no
on
one,
the hill.
You know, bums on the hill.
So you basically you didn't know where you wanted to go. You didn't know nothing about the fire department. When you went
Nothing about the fire department. And then the orders come out, you know, and it's like a big day when you're graduating. And they tell me I'm going 83 engine. I said, where? And they says, who do you know? I says, what do you mean? He says, you're going to be happy there. You know, the instructors in Proby school.
Yeah.
So what it was my friend Alcock was there. His father was previously assigned there. And by now he was driving a chief down in headquarters. So I'm pretty sure that's the reason I went to
Fixer. You got the fixer.
On the side. He didn't even know.
So you actually went to the firehouse where your friend was?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. Which was terrific, you know.
I'm sure he kept telling you, listen, you better do this, you better do that. You're screwing up this, you're screwing up that.
And then I realized what a crazy place it was. I said, oh man, what am I doing here?
So your first day you show up there, look at that guy.
Yeah. There's
a little more story to this picture, but I just wanted to, while you were talking about 83.
Yeah. The story is, you see that's a vacant building next to us there. That burned down the day of the strike. So we finally got a parking spot that we really needed pretty bad. That's why I sent that picture. It wasn't just.
I remember those roofie. They were on the rigs all the time. School's open. Drive carefully.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Always on the rigs.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a great picture.
What was your first day like, Cap, going there the first day? Do you remember your first tour?
Yeah, I do. My first tour was Halloween. Halloween.
Wow.
So I went up to the office and I'm talking to the lieutenant, giving him my name and stuff. And he said, you got your gear? I said, yeah. He said, get on the rig. We got to run. So I went out and I had 3 runs before 6 o'clock when I was officially starting. And then
nice.
Then the night was, I think I was counting. The rest of them didn't seem to give a damn, but I think we had about 38 runs.
Wow.
Mostly.
In one night?
Yeah.
Gonzo had 38 runs in his career.
It was good. It was good for me because I was
shots
in the rig. So, but mostly car fires and rubbish and oil burners, and then early in the morning we responded to a shooting. You know, but the guy was dead.
Yeah, throw that in there.
Topped off the night quite nicely for me.
Hell yeah.
So it was a good, but no jobs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then they put me in the captain's school. The captain said, "You're coming to my group." So I go to the captain's group. He says, "Listen, I have a policy here." He said, "You'll be in my group. One of the senior men will stretch to the door, and he'll give you the nozzle. You come in with me." And he says, "Tell me when you can't take it anymore." He said, "But don't leave until I tell you you can." So now I'm saying, holy shit. Wow. So I tell him as soon as I go in the door, that's why as long as he stays, I said, oh man, this is horrible. What do I do now? So, but fortunately that night, no jobs with the captain. So he says, man, you're staying in my group. You know, you're my lucky charm. So that was good. But then he must have made a mutual with Lieutenant Tony Alva. And, you know, I guess the next night tour. And we we end up first doing a fire in the shaft. Fire, it's already in both buildings, and the shaft is fully involved. So, we took a line in one building, 60 took a line in the other building, and we just kept jumping around. I mean, it felt like an hour and a half. We were putting out fire up here, in here, this apartment, that apartment. But I worked with some real good guys. I worked with that job. I think it was Tom Fahey, who went on to be a chief, Joe Holland, Patty Farrell, and someone else. And Larry Ryan. So I was so impressed with them guys compared to Proby School. They didn't. It just was. I figured, man, I can learn a lot from these guys. So it was a good first job. It went to a dirt alarm or something, but we surely got our asses kicked. So it was a nice start.
You were right. Most of those guys, like war guys. Do you remember?
Are they what kind?
Were they were they into wars, in the world wars, or do you remember any of that?
No. Oh yes, actually, I think Larry Ryan was in Korea. Joe Holland was in the Marines, but before Vietnam. And Fahey and Farrell, I'm not sure.
Yeah, most of those guys who come on, they always talk about like when they first get to the firehouse, how dealing with those guys, just like act like you've done it before, right? They were just, pretty calm the whole time. There's fire everywhere. You're standing there like, what the hell's going on? And it just impressed the heck out of everybody, Like,
well, having a cigarette. I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And the world's coming to the end of this, and they're
smoking a cigarette. Yeah. Those guys stormed Normandy. You think a fire's really going to rattle them, bro? I mean, come on.
We had a couple of World War II. The Captain Holler, I think he was in World War II. And another guy, Kenny Ryder, I think he was. Then we had, a couple of Korea, and we had 4 from Vietnam. Let me think. Tommy O'Connell, Dougie Hawkins, Bill O'Brien, and Joe Krebs. O'Connell and Hawkins passed away, and until their funeral, I didn't know that one was the other had 1 Bronze Star in Vietnam.
Really?
With all the tours we
they don't talk about it, right? A lot of guys say that too, Cap.
About it. Yeah. And O'Connell got a medal from Cambodia, and he got a field promotion from Westmoreland. So he was and actually he was in Germany and volunteered for Vietnam. He was in the army in Germany, which is so unusual. Everyone else was drafted and not wanting to go there.
That's a thing. Those guys never talk about it.
Yeah, they were great guys.
Yeah, those guys you want to go to fire with, man. Nothing's going to wrap those guys.
Were the buildings like? Were they already look like? Did they already look like Berlin? Yeah.
No. 138th Street was fairly well occupied when I got there. It was fairly well gone when I left there.
We didn't do so good.
Yeah. We had an AMP right up the block. That's gone. The street we were on, most of the buildings were gone when I left there. Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
But the captain I told you, my first captain, we were talking about a parking spot before. He was stabbed in front of quarters over a parking spot. And, and the next morning, a chief came up from headquarters and says, ticket every car in the zone. Ticket our cars, the firemen's cars. And then a box came in, and it was a job, thank God. When we got back, he was gone, and we didn't have to put tickets. But that's how they treated the guy, as if he was wrong, So he was a real good guy. Good guy.
Remember the busiest night tour you ever had there in the engine, as far as fires were concerned?
Well, I remember one. We had several fires, but we also had a lot of 1045s. And when that happened, the reporters came up from Manhattan and the TV cameras. If you had 20 vacants, they wouldn't come up. But when you had numerous 1045s, they would come up. So they were up, and it was like, I don't know how many jobs we went to, but we were out all night. And so like 5 o'clock in the morning, We go back to quarters. We took in the American flag and put a white sheet on the flagpole. We surrendered.
I've never heard that before.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, but it was so busy. Commissioner Lowry was also out riding around the Bronx, so he comes to quarters, and he really didn't think it was funny. You know, we had
That's
to take
pretty funny.
That many runs. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh.
But then, you know, we then started with adaptive response. You know, we had 2 extra guys in the truck from 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. Usually between your night tours, you got 3 hours. And then you got another guy from 6 to midnight. They would ride with the truck. So we always had 7 guys on the truck. And they took a Halligan and axe, and the other guy had a hook and a radio. And they went directly to the floor above. So sometimes you'd have 1 engine, 1 truck putting out a floor of fire because you had the other 2 guys in the floor above. So that went on for a little while. And then that was good. It was kind of good overtime, you know, because you put it in between your tours. And then they started interchanging us. Our interchange was Queens 262 engine in Astoria, but they were doing it every other night, and they hated to come in, and we hated to go out. We had to wait till they got off the bridge and got to our neighborhood. Then we took out there. And it really wasn't good, you know, like 17 truck. You could have 5 Queens companies in the 14th Battalion.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
you know? Didn't make sense. And then the tour that in between, the night tour in between, if we had 20 runs at midnight, out to
they
Queens,
would do it again. Yeah.
We'd have to go out there at midnight. So we'd lie a lot, but the dispatchers said, you know, you're up to 25 runs, you got to go to Queens. So we go out there. It was really a pain in the neck, but the job was basically doing everything possible to put out the fires without opening new companies. You know,
they're actually closing companies back then, right? I mean,
that was a little bit later.
A little later.
Yeah, a little bit later. Right?
What was the busiest time for 83, Cap? 83 and 29. When do you think the best year?
1973. I looked it up. We had 6,090 runs, and we had 4,900 workers. That was.
Do you think that? So were they one of the top? They were in the top.
That was number one.
They were number one at that time. That's what I was saying.
That was the only year I think we were number one. But you know, it's number one in the city. Means you're number one in the world. You know, nobody had.
Yeah, right.
4,000 jobs. Come on.
Yeah.
Would you find yourselves going to the same building over and over again, like when they were trying to torch the buildings back then?
Yeah. If I just read something about some lady wrote a book that the landlords were the cause of the fires in the Bronx, which was basically true. Like they'd buy a building for 20 grand, they'd sell it to their brother, their sister, their mother. When it got up to 100 grand, they'd get Gasoline Gomez to come in and they'd burn the building.
Right.
And then once you had that first job on the second, third floor, wherever, then the people above had smoke damage and the people below had water damage. But you couldn't get into the projects unless you had fire damage. So now while we're there, we'd see the TVs being taken out and the belongings. They didn't have much to people.
Right. They'd be sitting on the curb, right, waiting.
They'd be coming out while we were still overhauling in the building. So what we frequently did was try to memorize the layout of the apartments because we knew they have to like their apartment or they're not getting into the projects.
Right.
So it was, you know.
It incentivized them to burn the buildings down.
I mean, there was no, I don't know how many marshals we had, but I never saw one. I never heard of one at that time.
Did you see the red caps back then?
The red caps?
Yeah, the marshals. No, the marshals that had the red caps.
I don't remember seeing them. Yeah, they could have been there, but I don't remember seeing them. Yeah,
I know the city hired them when it was getting a little out of control. They hired special marshals with red caps.
Yeah, but then they arrested 2 guys from Williamsburg who did landlords that were doing a lot of this, and it got a lot of press. And I think then the fire department said, "We gotta do some checking on these landlords and stuff." So But there was bad people that wanted to burn. It wasn't just the landlords. There was
Yeah.
crazy people that wanted to burn the building. They liked to see us go out,
Right.
And then the vacants. Then later on, the more vacants we had, they started booby trapping them. Like there'd be a hole inside the front door of the apartment, burnt down apartment in a vacant. They put cardboard over it, so then you crawl in
Right.
and crawl through the cardboard. Then they hung gasoline balloons on the upper floors. So when the heat got up to the upper floors, the balloons melted and it lit up those rooms. So now you had two or three more, floors of apartments. Yeah.
As if it wasn't dangerous enough. Right.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of junkies and stuff, So, but there was nice people too. There was.
No.
I remember a Spanish lady coming out and, half her building was burned. She came out with a tray of juice, which was, she didn't speak any English, but she gave us, really nice, such a difference from everyday stuff,
There's good people everywhere.
There is, yeah. There is, yeah.
They're just stuck.
Even where Louis lives, there's good people. The hell was I just gonna ask you?
I don't know, but Cap, was the really quick, the wood covered rig, was that 83?
No, that was 29.
Okay.
83 had the back step. We
okay.
Originally the tiller we put chicken wire over the tiller man, and then the job decided they put wood over the tiller man and the open seat, the cab behind the chauffeur and the officer.
Okay, I didn't want to jump too far ahead because I couldn't see that well in the picture for a second. I thought it was an engine. My mistake. I didn't want to jump ahead.
Yeah. See, that plywood was put on after by the shops.
Okay.
Because we were getting bombed.
Yeah.
And actually, a little bit of a funny story. Well, maybe not, but we had a roll call one night in 29, and we had a spare rig, and the guy right after the roll call, two guys were filling the gas tank, and it was gas in quarters. We had a gasoline pump in quarters, not diesel. And they were probably talking about the Yankees, Gonzo, because they were baseball. And they're talking, and the gas can that they had hit the battery on the spare rig. Boom! An explosion in quarters.
Oops.
So, and it was right where the stairs went to the basement, and the stairs went upstairs. So a ball of fire was up. We all just finished a roll call. We're still standing around bullshitting on the apparatus floor. And I look around, there's a fire going up the stairs. And
oh my God.
And now it's pouring out of the pump. So I'm under the rig with a foam can trying to keep the gasoline was coming. And I hear the friggin' rig start up. I said, holy shit, I shouldn't be under here.
It'll run you over.
The chauffeur is yelling.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the right time to get that in there.
You see the captain's face? He was like this.
So the chauffeur is yelling, is there anybody in the tiller? We can't see the tiller. It's banked down in quarters. So the rig, they open the door, the rig pulls out on fire. The whole wooden cover, that nice cover.
Oh my God.
Burning. And it pulls out. Now all the people in the street are, hey, bombero. They will clap. And we had to call, 60 had to come and stretch. And
put the firehouse out.
Yeah. And we had a covering lieutenant, was cool as could be.
Oh my God.
And we're thinking, holy shit, we're all getting fired or what, burning down a firehouse. And he says, well, the battery should have a cover. It's not our fault. Shouldn't have sent it out without a cover. Boom, case closed.
There you go.
The radio.
Cool as a cucumber, man.
He was cool. He was a cool guy. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
So you guys were riding the back step, no masks,
yeah.
Blue jeans, rubber coats, rubber boots.
Yes.
Excellent.
And you got a uniform allowance like 2 weeks before Christmas. So
the guys would never spend on their uniform. That's why they had holes in their shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They spend on Christmas presents for the kids. I'm not spending on my uniform.
Yeah.
Speaking of no masks.
Yeah, that's stretching up. Yeah, no mask.
Where is that?
That's somewhere in our district. That's us on stretching up the aerial. And I don't know where I got the picture. I don't know which guys it is, but I was making a point that we're going into a top floor job with no masks.
Love it.
Or
Coming out chunky.
I was going to say, as a probie, listen, I know how it was for me as a probie going into buildings with a mask on. Like, I can't imagine going up that ladder right now. Put that picture back up there, bro.
Get in there, kid.
I mean, look at the boss up there. He's like, you too, up here.
Up
like,
now.
This is gonna.
Where do you even start? Like, where do you even? It's really when you think about that. I know they say the smoke, blah blah blah, was it was natural stuff and it was a little bit better than it is today. I get that maybe, but my goodness,
no thermal pane windows there, Roofy. Look at those.
Yeah, no doubt.
I wonder why, because there's a line on the fire escape too. So I don't know what happened on the inside unless there was no stair. No, it looks like
Who was it? They couldn't make the push. They needed 83. That's what happened.
Yeah. I guess so. Rubber coats.
Rubber coats, the pull-up boots.
Yep.
Roof, we talked to Hashhagen. They didn't even have gloves until like the 50s, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, guys would. Like
No
the captain was just saying, they would just glom whatever they could, Con Ed, whoever, they were getting stuff wherever they could, right?
Oh,
I mean, I remember the Con Ed guys talking about not the rubber ones, the regular Con Ed, the canvas gloves, man. That was it.
Yeah.
If those helmets
gloves were hard to keep. If a guy didn't have gloves, he just went to the rack and took it out of your pocket. Then you get a run, you're there, and you say, "Where the hell are my gloves?"
Your flashlight. I remember the
on the helmet.
Yeah.
They
every time I would come in, they would take. Yeah, they sucked. You couldn't. I don't even know how guys. Even with the officer's light, you could barely see. Like that stupid light, it had one little D cell, not even a D cell, like a double A in there or some shit.
Yeah, that thing sucked.
Crazy.
Somebody wants to know: did 83 have a second section?
No, never. 17 had a second section.
Right.
What we had is the squad used to come down. They were up in 42 and 73. Squad 2. They would come down and they would be first up from 6 to midnight, and we would be second up. This is, I don't know if it was after the interchange or before, but it was great when they came. So now we had like 20 guys for dinner. It was fun.
It was hats and
horns. We frequently had like 83-1, 83-2, 83-3. We were in quarters, and they would park on the apron, and they would take the first run. The second guy would take the second run, and then we would only go out if we got 3 runs in a row. That was for a while. Then for a while, there was a cop car escorting us, but I don't know. That went away. I guess they didn't have enough cops.
You guys ever get shot at?
No, not to my knowledge. We got bombed. We got bombed a lot.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, we turned the hydrant off in the street. They bombed the shit out of us. But they had a hydrant on every block, so you had no water. You had to turn, we went in. There was a box. We had 2180. We actually called it the Casbah. We went there so often. It was our busiest box. It was a Beekman Avenue, and there was 2 little terraces, Oak Terrace and Beach Terrace. And you had to go in one way. We went in first, and then 16, 17 come in, and we go out the other way because you couldn't be head to head. But we went in there one night, and everything bad was in the summer, pretty it seems. But they blocked the end of the street, so we couldn't pull out, and they started bombing the shit out of us.
Oh, shit.
And one thing that we found later was a friggin' bowling ball. When we were in the rig, hiding, hugging almost in the middle of it, under the thing. But we had to call the cops there because to back 4 rigs up, it was so slow,
Right.
Cops come in, there was some kind of slowdown going on or something. So they told us, they come in, they shot a couple of times at the roof. Everything stopped. We backed out, and they said, try not to call us again. There's some kind of police slowdown going on. Holy shit. We need you goddamn guys.
Can you imagine what's going on? The people today, could you imagine if you took the people of today and let's just transported them to 1973 in the city, in the South Bronx?
No, wouldn't make it.
Well, you talk about 330, he's a pisser. But I mean, I heard many nights, is there any unit available in the Bronx for a fire?
Yeah, I have some of those. I listen to those tapes sometimes.
Oh,
Like
did you?
any unit in the borough available
For a fire, not for a run, for a job.
Today, now you got 17 companies stepping over each other, trying to get to on a box for
available,
second source.
available.
Yeah, with 1084, they're waving us in.
Yeah, waving us in.
Yeah, I remember riding with this Captain Griffin, and started to turn in the block, and he said, "No, this isn't off fire. Keep going."
There's another
crazy. Go to another one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Man, you got to see that again. That's a lot of fun.
No.
Yeah.
So you're in where was I? In 75, you get laid off.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? You guys knew it was coming down, or they were talking
Well,
about it?
There was talk about it, and I had a half vacation before it, so I went to the captain. I said, "Hey, I'm going to be laid off." He says, "No one ever gets laid off in the fire department." So then all of a sudden he says, "Currid, come on up to the office. Bring your badge."
They'll never do that. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. They'll never do that. Yeah, okay. That's like the curse.
So, we got laid off. I was a neighbor of this guy, Patty Farrell. He was very nervous. He said, "We got to go to the bank." We lived up in Monroe at the time. And we got our mortgage. I said, Patty, it's only the first day. Relax. Let's see what happens. And I got back because of the Marine Reserves. A lot of guys stayed out for 2 years. They drove buses. The bus companies was great. A lot of guys drove buses.
Right.
And eventually we got back, but it was a crazy time. It was hard to believe,
So you were out for 5 days?
Yeah.
But a lot of guys didn't go back to their original companies, right?
Right, yeah.
So how did you wind up going back?
I don't know.
Again.
No, I don't think it was that. Because it was so short, after 2 years, they had different manpower after 2 years,
Any guys in your house get laid off for a while?
Oh, shit, yeah. A lot of them.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How many? I don't remember. But you see, even the guys with my time, if they didn't have military, they got laid off, even if I had the exact same appointment date.
Right.
The military, they took you back. So that was just pure luck,
Yeah, we had I don't remember who it was, Ruffy. We had an old timer on who said when he first got to the firehouse, he went to the house watch, and the senior man told him, 2 things you don't have to worry about on this job: getting laid off and have women on the job.
What was that? That wasn't that long ago either.
No.
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's like the only guarantee that we have on the job is if you say it ain't going to happen, it's happening.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They'll never do that. That was like
no, they'll never do that.
Those absolutes, man.
A lot of changes.
So 77, you decide to go to the truck.
Yes. And the only way you could do that, you had to get a guy in the truck. So every guy in the truck who got promoted, some of the engine went over. They sort of just checked that off. It wasn't a big deal, So Bob Durnack was and when you kind of worked in the truck for many years, you'd rather get promoted from where you worked instead of going back to the engine and say, "Well, I worked in the engine." So it's a kind of a real big favor when someone does that, So I just swapped with him. He worked another month or so, and then he got promoted. Yeah.
So
I had like 6 years in the truck. 6 years in the engine was 7, and 6 or 7 years in the truck before I got promoted.
Wow.
It was good.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw is right.
I mean, was that a common scene pulling up like that? Just floors of
vacant.
vacants?
Yeah.
It looks like you're in the grass area. Is that even is that even a street?
This was the back of the building for sure. Okay. The fire escape goes to the roof. But the grass is the part that surprised the hell out of me. When I saw the picture, I said, where the hell did the grass come from? I don't remember ever seeing grass.
A tree grows in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Just a little fire showing.
When did 29 go from a tiller to a tower?
Good question. I don't remember.
So
sometime while you were there, right?
We were rear mount for a while too.
You are?
I think we might have went till the Real Mount Tower. Yeah, 17 was the tower ladder too. You know, our neighbor. Yeah,
right. And that was thanks to.
Remember, I know the Rear Mount. I'll tell you a little quick story. We had a crazy lieutenant. Literally, his name was Michael Judge, not the priest, the opposite of the priest. And
related to Aaron Judge by any chance?
No, not at all. But we got like 6 runs to the same box, a social club, Spanish social club, and they were having a big party out in the street. It was the summer. He gets the 6th time we go there. He says, he tells 2 guys, grab one of them guys. He picks him up, puts him on a rig, and he tells the crowd, he says, I'm throwing your friend in the river. This is a true story. And I'm in the phone booth with the can. You know, I was a probie. And I'm saying, holy shit. And the 2 guys, Steve Sharina was one. He played basketball for St. John's. The other guy was Tom Skolin. He was as big as a house. His hands were like, like an elephant. Yeah. So now we drive away, and he yells to the crowd, I'm throwing your friend in the river. And we ride all the way down to the Con Ed plant where the river is. And I'm saying, holy shit.
He's got thrown in the river.
I'm going to witness a murder. This is ridiculous. So me and the poor Spanish guy, he's yelling, Goldie Cops, Goldie Cops. All the way down. Then when we get there, now he wants to hold on. He doesn't want to let go. So we got him off the rig and we drove away. You know, I hope he got home in one piece. I don't know if he did, but that was the end of the false alarms.
You know what?
Say, did you go back there tonight?
I say that when I was, I don't know if it was in 288 or 103, we would get the class 3s, right? 1 and 1, and you would go there once. It was whatever it was, a valve alarm or whatever. Then you would go there again. Like you would get just back into quarters, get upstairs, and you would get the run again. And I would go out. And I would say, hey, listen, man, you gotta take the thing offline and do something, right? Because it's not, we're going to keep getting these alarms. Okay, I'll take care of it. I would go back to the firehouse. I had done it many times. Sure as shit, we go. The beep boop goes off, and class 3, the same box. I'm like, bro, I get out of the rig. I go straight up to the guy. If this face sees your face, there's going to be a problem the next time I come here. You understand? Okay, I'll take the thing offline. And that's the only way it would work is if you had guns. You're writing this down, guns? Right there.
You got to be a little more, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you just ask him nicely. Like that boss did it 6 times.
Persuasively.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. There's a certain way you got to come across.
Next thing you know, you're throwing a guy in the river and everything stops.
Next thing you don't know what the hell's going on. You abduct a poor Spanish guy and you're going to throw him in the river.
Allegedly. Could have happened.
Allegedly, yeah.
This is when
whoa,
was saying, hey, he's saying, don't throw him in the river.
Look at this guy.
Oh, man.
Very calm, cool, and collective.
Oh, look at the Bronx Bend on there, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at that lid, man.
You still got that lid, Cap?
The rig? What?
No, the lid. Your helmet.
Oh yeah, I got the helmet. I think it's in Florida though.
Oh, where in Florida?
Can we interview that? Because that's got some stories.
Did you end up liking the truck better or the engine work?
I liked. I kind of liked the way I did it. 6 years, and then 6 more because I used to work with Larry Ryan on the side. We did a lot of construction work. So, I enjoyed the tools, and I like both of them though.
That's the good progression, right? You go to the engine first, you learn the job, then you go to the truck. It's just a normal, it seems like the way to go.
Probably might be more rewarding in the engine putting out 2 or 3 rooms. Also I guess a rescue in the truck is pretty good too. Yeah.
Not like the floor above, Cap, right?
The floor above, yeah.
Woo-hoo.
You ever make any grabs, Cap?
I was actually that same lieutenant. We had second duel. We were in the floor above 17 and 60. Had the fire floor, and it was an old law tenement with the long staircase, and then the return, and then another full staircase. And we're forcing the door at the top of the stairs, and then all of a sudden. It was Lieutenant Judge, me, and this guy, Vic Secretti. All of a sudden, it's black and it's getting hot as hell. So the lieutenant turns around and says, get down the stairs. So the irons man, who was pretty senior to me, says, "We can't, it's too hot." He said, "Get down the stairs." "We can't, it's too hot." He pushes me, I push Vic. We roll down the flight of stairs. But in hindsight, it took a long time for them to get water. I don't know why they lost water, but it took a long time. We would have got cooked up there on the floor above. So as crazy as he was pretty good at fires, So
crazy is good. You got to be crazy.
Yeah, and that was again no masks, Yeah,
That's crazy.
Rubber coat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, rubber coat.
Yep.
Yep.
So then you go doing something silly and you get promoted.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at a great place, right? You get promoted. How long were you studying for?
Well, I failed the first test, and then I was
unsuccessful.
Yeah.
You just say unsuccessful.
We don't like to say fail.
We don't like to say fail.
Then I was going to school. We had them classes up in German Stadium in the Bronx. And a neighbor of mine who was already a lieutenant said, "Would you be interested in getting in a class?" So I said, "Absolutely," because I was just a poor student, And so we ended up with about 10 guys. They were called the Irish Scholars. We used to meet in the Monroe Tavern, once a week upstairs, not in the tavern, a meeting room up above. So we studied we had 2 years of studying, and then they postponed our test. I think it was the Vulcans took it to court, So a lot of guys said, "Oh, the hell with it, I'm quitting studying." But by now we had like 19 boxes, index cards, question on the front, the answer on the back. So we continued studying at a much lower pace. So it was a total of 3.5 years, So we all ended up in at the top of the list. But the trouble with it, the test is every 5 years. I mean, even if you want to get a lawyer, you take the bar exam. If you miss a little section, you take that little section.
Right.
It's 5 years. If you fail the test, or you get on the list and don't get promoted, tough shit. You got to wait.
You're out. Tough shit.
So it's good to study for the top of the list, not just try to make it.
For sure.
So you get promoted, and you are an 83. And you're bouncing in Battalion 16. How long are you bouncing for?
No, I got promoted from 29. I went to the 16th Battalion.
Right.
Right over the bridge.
Uh-huh.
About a year and a half. But that's kind of funny too. I had a good friend of mine from before the fire department was an aide in the 5th Division. That was the 5th Division. It's done away with, but it was there then. And he was a chief's aide in the division. So he did all the vacations, all the assignments. So a year and a half, I pretty much didn't leave Harlem. I stayed right where I wanted. I didn't go to Rockaway or Brooklyn or Staten Island. I was really very happy to be there. I liked it a lot there. Yeah, we had a lot of good jobs. As a matter of fact,
what place did you like the most in Harlem?
28. I thought I was getting a spot there, and the captain endorsed me and all that. And the order comes up with the guy Mike Currid, Gurry. I said, "What the hell is this bullshit? Oh, maybe they spelled my name wrong." Nah, he was a lieutenant there, went down to Midtown, changed his mind the last minute, and went back. So now I'm covering again, But there was I had an the BC, you were assigned to a battalion chief. He evaluated you, I think. So I had this guy, George Bauer. So we're out one night, truck only. I'm coming back, which truck only was kind of rare, but truck only. We're coming back, and I see a fire in the taxpayer through the roof. I said, "Oh shit, 1075." We start forcing the gates. 69 shows up, and 30 truck shows up, and the battalion 16 comes, and I hear on the radio, "Hey Lou, the fire is on the roof. It's not through the roof."
Oh shit!
Oh shit! You got to be kidding me!
So I happen to be too, Cap, by the way.
Yeah, out comes my evaluator, Chief Bauer, and I said, "Chief, I'm sorry." He says, "Don't worry, don't worry. I would have done the same thing." He was a real gentleman of a guy, So
hey, shit happens, man.
That happens. So I mean, if you see fire through the roof, you're like, "Oh yeah, we got a kicking job."
There was a multiple dwelling. There was the store right next to a multiple dwelling. So I figured, "Oh man, holy shit!" a new lieutenant, I was happy to transfer to 1075.
You're like, woohoo!
Yeah.
Ruffy, you have one of those?
I
What?
did. I gave an urgent too. We were coming
Oh,
down.
no, you didn't.
Yeah, 290 urgent, 1075. It was a burger place, and the flames had to be 30 feet in the air.
Yeah.
I opened up the door. There's people in there. I open up the door. There's people sitting down eating burgers. I'm like, oh, let's go, everybody out.
No, that sounds very familiar, like a certain bar.
Oh, stop it.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Sorry, but guys, continue.
But that turned into a real fire.
That was legitimately fire through the roof. Yeah,
mine was just like the machinery on the roof. Like the
shit happens, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Didn't matter.
Don't give an urgent. Last time I ever gave an urgent.
The urgent, but that's like the icing on the cake.
Don't do it.
It looked good.
Urgent.
290
so
go to the urgent.
Around and you get winds up on his feet again. If he gets 45 truck.
45 truck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. When after that, when I didn't get the 28, I ended up going to 45 in Washington Heights.
That's like right across the bridge, ain't it? From where you are.
And then 49, which is even closer. But it was a busy area. It was fully occupied, almost all Dominican, and we had like one and two. Pardon?
No, I was just mumbling something. Don't mind me.
We had like 1 and 2 room jobs, but within a month or two, they were all the building was fixed up. Unlike the Bronx, if you had one good job, it was going to be a vacant,
Right.
So, but there were so many people in that neighborhood. It was so crowded. They were living in the basements, near the boiler. They were dividing the big apartments into single room occupancies. So it was a busy area, but very few vacants. There was a few.
Did you ever see that area? Have you ever been up there?
Oh yeah,
Coobs. Have you seen that? The buildings are like so big until you're there, like going down the street. I mean, how it's just wall to wall people. I mean, it narrows
heavily
up
occupied.
Very crowded.
They're all over the place.
Yeah,
8,000 people in an apartment.
It was good. It was a good drug neighborhood because the people that come over to George Washington from Jersey, they drive down 180. The drug guys that come to both sides, they give them the money, make a U-turn. They were back in Jersey, so that was pretty common,
Right.
But it was a big drug neighborhood. Yeah.
Was Tommy Evans there when you were there?
He said to say hello, actually.
Yeah. Tom was there. Yeah.
He said hello. And what about Johnny Gaines?
John Gaines was there for sure.
There he is, Father John.
Yeah. John's a good guy. He still stays in touch. He's down in Texas.
He just sent me something like 3 days ago, Ruffy. They got something going on down there. They want us to come in Texas.
He's very good. He stays in touch quite a bit.
Yeah, he's a good dude. We love John. We're trying to get him on the show. Maybe you can talk him into it.
Yeah. Pull a string or 2 or 3.
I was going to tell you a story about him, but I'll leave it.
Go ahead, tell it. Give me it.
No, he got him and the captain got kind of trapped a little bit, and if I got it right, I'm it's hearsay.
Who cares? That's good.
They went to the fire escape, but there was a gate on it, and the captain was I can't think of his name. But after he was saying they went to the window, and then somebody forced the gate, and they got out. But he said, I was so afraid because they gave us them pants with the fire shit, fire rated stuff.
Yeah.
And the captain says, I knew I had on Sears pants. I didn't have on my feet. He thought he was getting burned. He's going to be in trouble for having on the wrong pair of pants. And it was with, I'm pretty sure.
Going to help anyway.
I'm pretty sure John Gaines was a probie.
Did those jeans that have FR on it?
Yeah,
too,
had
on the
FR
back
on
pocket. Yeah, it was something fire resistant.
Fire retarded. Yeah.
It was bull.
I was saying, if he had those on, he was still getting burnt.
They were getting burnt by fire retardant. Yeah. Okay. But up to this point, I was going to ask you this before. Did you ever have any oh shit moments where you thought you were buying a farm, get jammed up?
A couple. Like twice, I was, the ceiling collapsed, and once I was pulling the ceiling in the store. And I was pretty far away from other people, and I knew I couldn't get out. So it lasted a few minutes. That was a little nerve-wracking. Then I was on a roof on Jackson Avenue. For whatever reason, we had fire was coming, heavy fire in the car. And they had a big hole. The fire was, burning. We were using a line on the roof, and I fell through the tar. But I had one foot went on each, on the side of each
beam.
Oh, you straddled the rafter?
I straddled.
Oh, man.
There they are.
Jules, all right?
I had my boots, which is unusual.
Uh,
I didn't even get hurt really, but I got scared.
What are you saying? Anyway,
Yeah.
if you're not scared, you're lying, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Really quick, it just touched. Was there something you wanted to mention about this job before we get too far ahead? I know you said you were first due with it. I don't know if you
Oh yeah,
it was an oh shit moment when we spoke earlier.
This was pretty much an outside fire, but the funny part is we were having lunch, and the doors were open, and little kids come in the firehouse yelling, "Ain't you firemen's working today?" So we said, "What?" We go out to the apron, we look down 4 blocks away, and there's a black cloud. The whole sky is black. So we pulled in, we were on a back step as usual. 83 pulled in. Actually, you can see the hydrant in the picture with the car with the hood open. We got that hydrant, and we were stretching 2.5, and the lieutenant was J.J. Johnson. He comes around to the back step. He said, "Put the hose back. We can't stay here." The fire was coming out, not the first floor, but the second and third. It was actually coming out sideways to the middle of that street.
Wow.
So it was hot there. He was pretty smart because the rig with all the cars on that side burned. So, 17 then came in. No, yeah, 17 came in and set up right here. 29 went down the other way. And they put the bucket up, but the controls weren't working from the heat. This was a big article in WNYF called Radiant Heat. When you were studying, you had to read that crap. So they were stuck in the up position, 17's bucket. So that was all we actually did was, hose down the guys up in 17 in the bucket. And the 14th Battalion was Chief Patterson, James Patterson. I don't know if you know him. He ended up being a borough commander in Staten Island, I think. And he was a terrific guy, as calm could be. And he came in, he transmitted a third alarm, and he said, "Give me 3, I don't know if he said 3 or 4 tower ladders." So it was really an outside operation from the very get-go. And but on to the left there was a building on 138th Street, also 3 or 4 stories. And the water tower on that roof ignited. So that was burning like a Roman candle up on the roof there. So that was the whole idea about the heat that came from. There was fire out all these windows pretty much within a minute or two. So it was a pretty good job, but it was mostly an outside job, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And there was a bar on the other on this corner. So the Schlitz Inn where we used to go.
Schlitz. Nice.
We used to call that shits.
We used to go there after softball and games like that. But they saw the owner of the building coming out like 5 minutes before the fire started. So that was, I believe, an arson case that they solved.
Toasty.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't get too far ahead of it.
Actually, you know what, Cap? Jimmy Johnson asked me to ask you. He said you were an excellent. He texted me earlier. You were an excellent fireman, one of the more sensible guys in 83 and 29. Bums on the hill. He said, ask him if he learned a lot from Moose.
Okay, Moose is a story also. Moose lived in the basement. He was away in the military. He came home. His mother and father were gone. The apartment was all, I don't know if they died or they moved or what. So he was really like a homeless guy I think in the early 60s. But he had 2 friends that were working there, a guy named Rooney and McArdle. So they brought him in, and they got an old couch or something, and they let him sleep on a couch in the basement. And then there was a hospital there, St. Francis Hospital. That burned down. So these guys got him a bed, a dresser, and, they got a little room in the basement, and they put him in. So he moved in. Now, say 62. I got there in 70. I left in 83. He left probably 5 or 6 years after me. So he lived there easily 25 years.
Wow. He'd be on the meals?
Yeah. It was
right.
When I got there, it was great.
Pony up.
The A&P was up the block, so you could send him to the store, and he would get the meals. But then they burned that down, so you needed cars to get a meal. But he would go down to the supply store, and you'd give him a couple of extra dollars, and he'd go to the bars down in Manhattan and have a good day. But he cleaned the apparatus floor on Saturday when we went out to drill. So he was kind of helpful. He'd buy you stuff in the store,
Right.
And
why they call him Moose? Was he a big guy?
No, he was actually triplets. His brother and sister went on a PD, but they didn't want anything to do with him. He was like a little bit not retarded, but a little bit slow, yeah. So, but when you played cards, he wasn't slow. He was pretty freaking good when you played cards. Yeah, that's what he was.
Hey, Moose, Rocco, help the judge find his checkbook, will you?
That kind of relation?
Lindsay came to quarters, so we told him, stay in the back, stay downstairs. So Lindsay's walking around. Who do you think he talks to? Let me talk to the old guy with the blue shirt. He's talking to Moose. He thinks so we didn't say anything. Lindsay didn't say anything. So we kind of got away with it,
Moose.
That's freaking
awesome. It's like having a mascot.
Yeah.
Fire dog. You got Moose.
Yeah. He was harmless.
The Moose.
Yeah.
So how long are you in 45 for? Let me see. From 84 to 90. So
yeah, like 6 years. Yeah.
And then again, you go and get promoted again.
Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, that's
we got a couple more. 45.
Yeah,
so
I got a couple from 40. But this is a good one because see if you guys recognize somebody.
Oh, that's Gain right there.
John Gain right there, man.
John Gain.
Who else do you got in this photo? Don't tell him.
That's Patty Barr.
You told him.
And the other guy with no helmet is Danny McCauley. Just passed away not too long ago, a couple of months ago. Yeah, Patty Barr was in 45. He got detailed to rescue.
Well, that was when he made the grab, right?
Yeah, rescue had to send someone down to rescue 1. 3 had to send him down to 1. So he goes down to 1. He takes the rope up to the roof, and the other guys in rescue said, "No, we'll slide." He says, "No, you won't." Patty Barr was a boxer for the fire department. He went to England. He had 3 fights in about 6 minutes. He knocked the 3 guys out. And they won. So he said he was sliding. He was sliding. Yeah, that was a good. It was on television and all.
Look at the buildings on the right. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's what it's like. Block after block after block.
Oh yeah. And it was crowded. I mean, the neighborhood was crowded. There was a couple of streets we couldn't. You'd have to go 3 blocks to make a turn, and being so crowded, they had a lot of cars. So they park on the corners, they park on the hydrants. So it was a bitch to get around that neighborhood. It was tough. We probably could have been better off with a tiller rig, but we didn't. We had a Talalana.
Still a good rig though, and then really quick, you got just hang out for a picture with all that chugging in the background. Hey, let's have a picture time.
Hey, smile.
I'm going to guess we didn't do so good there.
I have no idea where that was. It says McCombs.
Yeah, I couldn't get the other top pick.
Yeah,
or street name.
Yeah, so it's down. It's probably down by 34 and 84, and 28 and 69. I guess. I don't know. Looks like we're on our break, and I didn't know we got.
You're in the middle of a search. You got your flashlight on.
I was going to say your lights on. You must have just came out of there.
Yep. No mask again. Should have had a mask for that one.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like a T-shirt underneath.
Yeah. Cap, was that Fifth Alarm when you were in 45 truck as well, or no?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
No, that was on 38th Street.
Oh, okay.
That was that was on 32nd Street. Like early in the tour, like 6 or 7 o'clock. We get there. We go into a warehouse, and it's like 300 feet long. And the other end of the warehouse was fire from floor to ceiling, and it must have been a 40-foot ceiling. And then we go down closer to that end, and there was a lumber yard right next door to it, and they stored wood right up against the warehouse. So the wood in the lumber yard is already burning. This is on arrival. So it was mostly an outside job, but we were there all night for sure. But the fire went completely under the Triborough Bridge. All the wood in the lumberyard was burning. So they shut down the Triborough Bridge for about 3 days. So our big joke was, we lost a lot of buildings, but this is terrible. Now we lost the Triborough Bridge too.
Didn't do so good there, right, Roof?
Yeah, that's the same building, but that was the other end.
That was like when it's collapsed.
Yeah, it did collapse, I think.
Okay, there you go.
That was early. That was in the middle of the 70s, I think.
A little bit of fire there, right, Roof?
Just a wee bit.
Just a bit.
All right.
So you get promoted captain in 90.
Oh, I'll tell you a funny story about rescue. I had a friend in rescue. Rescue was in quarters with 45. It was 93 to rescue and us. And my wife grew up with the guy in a rescue named Tommy McTeague. I don't know if you heard his name.
He's crazy. He's crazy.
We had him on the show, didn't we?
Yes.
He came on the bathrobe, right?
Yeah.
He came on the show in a bathrobe.
He's got the rescue bulldog on his belly.
Yeah, he had a red Volkswagen with a big tree on the side, and his MOS in the Marine Corps was boxing. So, but he was a good friend of my wife, anyways. And she came to pick me up at the firehouse, and he came back with the rescue rig from a job in the Bronx, and he sees her sitting there, and he runs over and gives her a big kiss because he got snots. His mustache is full of snots, and he knew it. He knew it damn well. He gave him a big kiss and
dirty to rub.
Push him away. But he was a really good guy, Tommy McTeague. He still is.
Was John Hopkins up there when you were in Johnny Hopkins? Yeah. Love that guy.
We had a lot of fun. There. But it was 3 companies, So again, it was
a lot of guys.
Chaos. Yeah, a lot of guys. Yeah.
That's the firehouse gons that get out. Everybody goes 3-2 in a rescue.
Oh, is everybody goes? Is that the one?
That's from them. Yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
I have it, but I always hit the other one with second source. What the hell is it?
You gotta label it.
We got 3-2 in a rescue, multiple phone calls. Sounds like a job.
Sounds like a job.
Sorry, I want to get you pumped up, Cat. Really, it was my secret. Are you talking about this one?
That's it.
Chief goes. Get out, Chief.
And it goes right down the line. Second source, right?
Trucking, Chief. Engine goes.
Is that getting you going, Cat? Come on, let me make it a little louder for you.
Second source.
Second source.
Second source. I got a ticket. Second source.
Sorry. It makes the heart pound a little bit, right, Ruff?
Beep-boop. He still gets me.
Yeah.
Go. Do one of those.
Listening to that a long time.
Yeah. I got to keep going back to 83 because I was there 13 years, so there's more stories there.
Yeah.
And we got progressively a little smarter, I guess, as the years went on. But this friend of mine, Joe Krebs, we were on the roof taking a blow, and we called it a South Bronx sunrise because the sun is coming up and we're sitting on the roof. He sees a job a block or so away. The captain says, "Get the irons, go over there and make a search." So he goes in the building. He's at the door of the fire department. He's got the irons, and someone else comes along. He says, "I'll give you a hand." Boom, he's forcing the door. It was Billy Burke. It was the deputy who was also taken up from our job. He pulled the car. The car pulled up, and the deputy went into the fire building, helping him force the door. Can you imagine that?
No.
That's pretty cool. And then, and they wanted to write it up, but the chief says, "Oh, it's your job." There was a chief in the 6th Division, Tommy Kilker, great guy too. But you'd send in unit citations, what you thought was spectacular. He had a rubber stamp that said "bullshit." Unless you got burned or you got somebody who was burned, you weren't getting the medal or you weren't getting the unit citation.
Now, I think they get unit citations now. Like even now, like when I think back, like in Manhattan, especially, like no knock on Manhattan boys, but come on, they could be three buildings down, going in on the ladder, and But that's just what it was. You guys were just going to so many fires
Yeah.
Guys were doing extraordinary stuff at every job a lot of times, right?
I remember one we didn't get. We were in a project. We had a job. We were last to leave. You know, we're putting the hose was frozen. We're putting it on the rig, and someone yells, "There's a fire!" in the building we just walked out of. So we stretched the other bed, went in, made a search, put it out, and we thought, "Oh, definitely unit citation. We're there by ourselves, no truck." Bullshit.
I gotta get one of those, man. I love that.
Rubber stamp bullshit.
Rubber stamps. That mean, you know how far back we were? Rubber stamps and carbon paper.
Yeah, man.
The carbon paper. Nice.
Yeah.
That's why everybody used to throw the license plate on the roof. Right, Cap? Like for a golf buy, we used to throw them on the roof. My boss Patty Lee used to say, "Louis, take that license plate off." So I would go over there, pull a license plate off. He'd throw it up on the factory. And again, I had no idea why until I became a boss. And I'm like, that son of a bitch, you didn't want to do the paperwork. Because if it's an ADV, you don't have to do the paperwork, right? So it's like a one-liner.
That Patty.
Yeah.
It
So guys used to just
remind
rip the
me of
license
another
plate off.
thing. They were the junkies were cutting the telephone cables on the back of the building. You know, it would go down the whole block. So they get an axe, they cut the cable, they roll it up, bring it to a vacant lot, and burn the plastic. And then they call us to put it out so they could bring it to the place and get money. So we did it frequently. But one day we says, "Hey, bullshit, we'll take it and we'll use it for lunch." So we took the copper back to the firehouse. Holy crap. The mob that came to the firehouse, it was a mini riot. They wanted their copper back. They wanted the copper that they stole back from us.
Should have stretched the line and blasted him right in the face.
What?
What?
Those bastards.
Yeah. But 83, we also had a thing up in the corner of the kitchen, the Horse's Ass Award. And it was really like a big piece of wood with like a tail, a horse's ass. And when you did something, you went up on that board. There's a whole list of names.
Oh, you etched it in there?
Yeah. So my friend Alcock, again, my buddy, he was learning the tiller. So what we did at that time is you made a run. The tiller man took the run in. And then the young guy would bring the rig back, you know, driving the tiller. So they're backing in and they get another run. So the guy who's teaching them says, you're good. You take it. So we go down the block. His first turn, the chauffeur, this guy, Steve Sharina, was the chauffeur. He says, "I knew I had to stop when the parked cars were going faster than me." we hit 5 cars.
Oh, my God.
So you imagine the paperwork? 5 cars.
No.
Boom, boom, boom.
Would have kept going. Keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Billy.
Don't stop.
Don't stop now.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah, a lot of them. Oh yeah.
I want to cover these before we forget. I don't want to miss them. These are pretty good.
That was the cover of the Post. I was on a mutual. I think I was on overtime in 36 truck, and as usual, 3 o'clock in the morning, we go for firing the cleaners, and it's coming out like over where the sign is says cleaners over the gates. We got fire coming out, and then the adjoining store was a supermarket. So I went in there and we pulled a couple of holes. And we had fire in the cockloft in the supermarket already. So I went to the rig and transmitted a second on arrival, which I wanted to do, as you said, Lou.
Yeah.
And then we were back to force the gates, cut the gates on the cleaners, and it was difficult. So 93 or 95, I don't know who, but they lobbed some water into the cleaners, because it had burned through the top, the sign. And we get a rate over the radio. We hear they fell through the roof. I hear, and now I just was in the supermarket with a cockloft full of fire. So all I could think of was wall bombs. Supermarket
stuck. Yeah.
Cockloft fully involved, and the message was they fell through. So the roof man in 36 came to the edge. I said, line me up. So they pulled the gates off, and I went in the cleaners, and the fire was fairly well knocked down, but all the racks and shit they hang the clothes on were all still red, And we get to the very back of the store, and the fireman is Dick Cannon. He's laying on the floor, and he burnt his face, he burnt his chest, he burnt his wrists, and quite a few things. So we get him out, and that was the picture on the cover of the Post. But then there was a little mix-up. The story didn't jive with what happened. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. But this guy Dick Cannon, he was on a ship in the Pacific. He was sunk on 2 different ships, and he was the senior man in rescue. So it was his last fire for sure. He got burned, enough that he got out of the job.
Take him out on 3/4, right?
Yeah, and that's Connie Tinney. He was in rescue. The fireman next to me, Connie Tinney. He was in rescue 3.
Did you get anything for that?
No,
I was going to say, talking about commentation.
Put it in.
Bullshit. Nah.
Rubber stamp that shit.
Well, you get the cover of the Post. It's good,
Yeah, the Post is good. Can't
You had 2, man. You had another cover of the Post with this one.
Yeah, this was back again. This was back in 29. This is a funny story. I think President Carter came there, and there was a Governor Morris is buried right at 140 in St. Anne's. So he saw the whole street was a mess. There was tenements going all the way up from St. Anne's, all the way up, maybe 10 on each side to Cypress Avenue. He said, we'll renovate this whole block. So they started renovating at St. Anne's, and before they got to Cypress, they were burning the new ones. But anyways, the last building on that block was totally renovated, top to bottom, elevators, floors, new windows, beautiful. And I was in 17 that night. That's John Mitchell next to me. He was the lieutenant in 17. And we had a fire in the B wing, the rear, like 3 rooms of fire. The Latitude 9 roof man was going up the A wing, and someone stopped him and said he put a hole in the wall on the top floor of the A wing, and there was fire in the wall there. And we just basically just got there. The fire had already traveled across from the B to the A wing and all the way up to the 5th floor. So basically, we had to evacuate a fully occupied building, and it was about 5 degrees or 5 below. I don't know. It was a friggin' freezing cold night. But so Mitch, I was working with, I had the cam with him. We go out to the street, and that's Peter Colino in the bucket behind me. He came down with this kid, and Mitchell says, Mike, grab the kid. So I grabbed the kid. I turn around. They take my picture. and my name is on those old orange gloves, for the engine guys. And my name is there. So like everyone's saying, well, where'd you get the baby? I said, the guy handed it to me. There's no story. There's no rescue. There's no nothing. Meanwhile, we must have got 200 people out of the building. I think we
right
had
place, right time.
1:10:45, in the whole building, which was pretty good accomplishment because we had both, front and back, both wings fully occupied, freezing cold. They didn't want to leave their apartments. But once we took a Halligan and put a little hole in the wall and they saw the fire, then they went out, because there was really no heavy smoke condition at the beginning.
That picture's always the same like that. The guy makes a grab or whatever, comes down, here, take the kid. The guy turns around, click. It's like, come on, guy.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take it. And you had your name on the gloves too. Is nice.
The whole A-wing.
Somebody said, I think Pee-wee said those are the orange. Where is it?
Orange fireball gloves.
Yeah.
Orange fireball gloves from Pee.
Yeah.
Pee-wee.
Okay.
So you were in 49 at that time? Is that picture? I didn't see.
No, that's 29.
29.
Oh, 29. Right.
We're jumping back and forth a little bit. Yeah, that was in 29.
All right. So you get promoted to captain and you go to ladder 49.
Yes. Back across the bridge.
Same spot.
Again,
I mean, it's like they're all running in together.
we were second due to 45.
You didn't bounce at all. You had that work out.
Didn't bounce long when I made captain. No. There was open spots, so that was good. Yeah.
So you put in for 49 and you got it? Was that the
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah, that was good, and it was great. The houses I was very lucky. I went from one group of great guys to another group, a little bit different, but great in their own way, So actually 49 used to every year, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, they go up to the Catholic Church and they have a turkey dinner for all the old people in the neighborhood. They buy dozens of turkeys and they we brought in kids, your children, and just fed the old people. And they do it year after year after year, never on television, no publicity. It's just something they started years ago and they kept doing it.
Isn't that great how every firehouse has its own little tradition, like that goes back for years and years and years?
Yeah. And you want to keep it, you kind of
going. Yeah.
Keep it going. It's important.
I agree.
So how is it to be a captain now? You're running the whole shebang.
Yeah, it's different. It's a little more saying no than a lieutenant. Lieutenant, a little bit of saying no. Captain, a lot of saying no. But anyways, I was in 49. A funny story, I guess. And we see the 93 bombing. I see it on television. Me and another captain were there, and we're looking. And the weatherman, Frank Field, is telling the people, they're saying they're trapped in the World Trade Center. He said, break the window. And I'm thinking, man, if they start breaking the windows, guys, I'm watching all the rigs are coming and a lot of units are going into the building. So I said, shit, they're gonna hurt our guys breaking the window. And it looked to me like an oil burner because, they were coming out a little bit snotty. I didn't know.
They didn't know. Looked like city. Yeah.
Yeah. So I call up the station and I say to the lady, tell Frank Field, stop telling them to break the window. We got a lot of members are there. They'll be fine. And she says, "Oh, can I put you on live?" I said, "No, I don't want to be on live." And so, meanwhile, my wife is working in Montefiore Hospital, and she hears my voice in the hospital and sees my name on the screen of the television. So,
Captain Mike said,
"I guess I was on live." And the other captain says to me, "Mike, if those people die in the building, you're in deep shit." I said, that's right. Why didn't I think about that? So then we got relocated down to one truck. And now I'm saying, don't talk to reporters. We're in Manhattan now. Don't talk to anybody. I'm probably in trouble already. And our first run is a bomb in the Empire State Building. So I said, wait a minute, I'm out of my league here. So we go to the Empire State Building and believe it or not, we're going to evacuate the Empire State Building. And the first company that comes in, I says, oh, good. Here comes a Manhattan guy who knows what he's doing. And it's 46 engine with my friend Jimmy Burns, who I worked with in 83. He got on the job in 62, in 83, stayed in 83 on the back step for 27 years.
Wow.
And then when him and another guy, Larry Ryan, the same thing. They both got on in 82 and they both got promoted in 88 or 89. Because I got promoted, the both of them said, well, if you can do it. So they were two good friends.
Currid could do it. We could do it.
Yeah. So now I see him come in. I said, oh, Jesus, Jimmy, you and me in the Empire State Building? Something's wrong here. We don't belong down here. But there was no bomb. It was a Friday afternoon. Everybody was happy to go home anyways,
Right.
Yeah. And no one died.
Somebody's got a question for you here. Kevin Brown, actually. Were
Bob,
you in Ladder 49 with Bob Sittler and Tom Robinson?
Yes, for both.
Yes, for both.
It's not Sittler, though. I think I thought he might mean. No, I don't know Sittler, but Tommy Robinson was there. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good house. We had a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You worked there too?
Yeah. We had a lot of, like I say, 2 and 3 room jobs, and it was good. And then we go down to 34 truck was like between Harlem and the Heights, and we'd be second due with 34, and on the all hands with 28. So it was we had a lot of work there. Yeah.
Nice spot.
Yeah, it was a good spot. I remember. I think it was Tommy Murray. There was a fireman there. He brought his son in to ride one night. We had a job around the corner. When you know it, the kid is sitting in the rig, and we had a jumper that landed on a friggin' fence in front of him, and the kid sitting in the rig watching it. I think it was Murray, but I'm not sure. I have to ask him. But I had a lot of Sean McNally. I had a lot of big guys there, all bigger than Rescue. Rescue was different. So whenever there was an argument, we were pretty much in control. That guy McNally. Yeah, we had some good petty
What's
ball.
49's motto? What's their motto? Like bums on the hill? What are they?
I don't know. The Big House, I think.
Oh, it's the Big House?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it.
There's 3 companies.
There's 3 companies in there too.
Well, yeah, the Rescue. No, there was actually the chief too. There was 4. There's the engine, and 93 engine, 45 truck, and Rescue 3 and 13 battalion.
No, I was talking about 49.
49.
Yeah.
That's all Yankee Stadium. You'll be proud.
Yeah. I just realized, like, wait a minute, that's Yankee Stadium.
When they had the Yankee parade down in Manhattan, 68 engine went down because they had the pinstripes all over the rig.
On the rig, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. Yeah. We were actually told by the chief, stay away from, the home games. We buy down there, say hello to all the people. It's nice. Stay away from Yankee Stadium. We don't want you down there every time there's a home game. So, okay, I tell everybody, hey, don't go down to Yankee Stadium anymore. The World Series is on. I look at the bullpen. They zoom in on the bullpen. What do I see? 5 guys. 5 guys ain't gone out yet. They're not only down there, they're in the freaking bullpen. Is it a Yankee fan?
Did you ever meet any of those guys?
The what? The
Yankees.
No, you see, the old stadium was good because they used to park in the parking lot, and you'd see the players coming across to go into the stadium. The new one, they park in the basement or something. Or they park indoors. You don't even see them no more.
Yeah, people wait outside there for them to go by though all the time.
Yeah,
Gons. I go to Yankee games because my wife's a Yankee fan.
Yeah. So you're a secret Yankee fan. 4-0 right now.
No wonder he's smiling. Otherwise, you don't know.
When I was in 45, a job that really bothered me was we had a truck only for an elevator. And as I said, it was a very crowded neighborhood. So we go in the building, the chauffeur, Cunningham, Dave Cunningham, he opens the shaft door. He looks up, he says, the car's up on the 3rd or 4th floor. So I had a detail with the irons. We get up to the landing is mobbed with people. So we get to the car. The shaft door is open, but the car door, the hinge thing, the hinge thing that was caught on the landing. So the Iron Man gets there before me and says, it's stuck on here. Boom. And the friggin' car disappears. Now, everyone on the landing wants to see where the car went. So me and him and the can guy are fighting not to go down with the car. The car fell to the basement. So now I'm thinking, holy shit, is Dave Cunningham, as he got his head looking up, as he got his arms in the shaft? I swear to God, I was shaking. I was so scared that he was dead. So now we fight down to the 1st floor. Fortunately, he wasn't in there. He didn't have his arms in there. Or he wasn't looking up in the shaft because he would have been dead, because the shaft went to the basement. He was on the 1st floor. So that might have been the most scared I think I was.
How could that even happen? That can't even.
Because it got caught and all the cables went to the.
I guess all the cables got slacked. Wow.
Yeah.
Slacked. The braking system obviously failed.
Yeah.
Have a braking system.
What happened to the people in the car? Anything?
Yeah, one lady broke a leg. Yeah, and there was a few people in the car, but one actually broke a leg.
Well, nobody died.
Yeah, exactly.
How many floors was it? Did it fall?
3.
I think we might have been on 3 or 4. I'm not even sure. you know,
crazy.
Broken leg. That's still.
But,
I knew you were going to say that guy. I knew you were going to say, Cap, that guy hit that piece. Because I was thinking, I would have probably.
As soon as
just
you said he
smashed
went
that
up
thing.
before me, what?
you know, we always used to put the Halligan up in the wheel in the roof.
Yeah,
know,
right, to stop it. Yes.
But that might not have worked either, because I think the cable was probably laying on top of it, because it felt like that. You know? Well, I called for the chief, and he come over and he told me, he says, I couldn't imagine what I was coming to. He says, your voice, I could tell by your voice that you were really upset, you know.
It's like a 1060 now.
That
would be like they would have like 50 companies coming to that. You probably did like a one-liner. All right, we'll see you later.
Well,
Unusual occurrence.
one more good story from there, if I can. We went out, odor of smoke, Christmas Eve, 4:00 in the morning, odor of smoke, big, huge H-type building, 100 apartments. And we go in the door and, you smell, well, it's not a job. It's not an oil burner. It's not a mattress, because we recognize all of that stuff. What the hell is the smell here? So we're searching around. We get a door off the lobby of the building, and we go in there, and there's 3 Dominicans drunk out of their mind roasting a pig. And the smell was
say like a goat head or something.
It was charcoal. So we all recognized the smell, but no one could identify it. So
they invite you?
They're happy as could be, and a freaking huge pig. But it was indoors. It was in the building.
What could go wrong?
So I said, listen, boys, you and the pig are going out. So we put them out in the backyard. I mean, they even invited us. They said, come tomorrow for Christmas dinner. Yeah. But
have a lamb tomorrow on
that
the
was
spit.
funny. Yeah.
The Haitians used to do that a lot too. They used to do like heads and stuff. They used to do all sorts of weird
frozen.
stuff with that.
He's got a frozen face.
Is that me?
Yo, hell yeah!
Wow, you pay? What do you got? No, you got gerbil on a wheel up there for your internet?
Am I good? Am I better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You're boy. Okay, I think you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
Son of a bitch.
Idiot. That's me.
All right. Where are we? Idiot.
Sorry.
So you decided to go to the U.F.O.A.
Yeah,
September 1st.
I got hurt, and I went back to full duty once, and then Dr. Kelly said, listen, you're never going to full duty again. And Jack Ginty said, Mike, run for the U.F.O.A. I said, Jack, I don't even go to every union meeting, He says, don't worry about it. You know a lot of guys in the Bronx and Harlem. You'll get elected. And I got elected. So it allowed me to stay on light duty and still be part of the job, So, and it was good. It was different, but it was pretty good.
So what are you, the captain's rep?
Captain's rep, yeah. There are 3 captain's reps, 3 lieutenant reps, 3 chief's reps, yeah. And truthfully, they did, when I got there, I realized they did more good stuff than that you don't hear about,
Right.
But
they're in a bar drinking somewhere, not doing anything.
Well, that happens. After I got in the U.F.O.A., that was September of '93. John Drennan got burned in Watt Street, So we got a call, and I went to the emergency, to the burn center, and other guys went to the fire. And I knew John because my friend Larry Ryan, he went down, when he got made lieutenant, he went down to 24 Engine. And then I sent other guys there, Bronx guys, Bob McKeown, Mike Wacola, John Woods, because it was a great house and they wanted people that, put out a few fires. So anyways, I knew Drennan, so I see him in the emergency room, and he says to me, I RSV'd the party. I'm going to be at Larry's for the party. And then we had to move him from the stretcher thing to the hospital thing, and they rolled him, and I saw his back. His back was burnt, from his ass to his neck. Real bad. Worse than I've seen. It was horrible. So, he's still talking. He's, still talking. And Giuliani ended up in the emergency room. And so I started talking about it. I said, back, if we had bunker gear, the UFA and U.F.O.A. have been begging for both of them for years and years and years. If he had it, he might be a lot better. You know, I don't know if he would have lived or not, but he certainly wouldn't have been as bad as he was. And the fireman died at the fire, the Watt Street fire. You know, they lost water and they were forcing the door above. So fireman Young died at the fire.
Chris Young, right?
Yeah.
Seidenberg, Young, and
Seidenberg made it to the burn center, but he died the next morning. And then Judge, what do you call it? John lasted 40 days, multiple surgeries and pain like probably no one should have, you know. And Father Judge was new. He was a new chaplain, so, you know. So he was in the burn center. There he is, good guy. He was in a burn center probably every day. So naturally, he got to know John's wife Vina and the girls and the son. And actually, he married my daughter, Father Judge. He came all the way up to Goshen to marry my daughter. So we were good friends. But the Drennan thing was tough. You know, it was hard to go there almost every day and see him. And, you know, he couldn't talk. You know,
we had his wife on about a month ago, Vina.
Yeah, we had Vina on.
Yeah.
What were your conversations like with Patty Brown? I'm sure you spoke to him, wasn't he? He was there religiously too, wasn't he?
Patty Brown was there more than
obviously.
Yeah, he was always there. He was great. He was tremendous amount of help to everything, you know, because we would go take Vina out to lunch just to break up the day and little things like that, you know. But yeah, and then actually after September 11th, U.F.O.A. had we lost 10 guys, and no, we lost 90 guys, but we had 9 guys in the union. So each board member took 10 guys and did all that paperwork with the insurance and shit, you know. So I was I got to look at the list pretty early for some reason, and so I ended up with Patty Brown, you know, Freddie Hill, who I worked with, Joe Marchbanks, Dennis Devlin, Mike Warcola, who was his last day, you know.
That's crazy still when I think about these things.
And Billy Burke, whose father was the deputy in the 6th Division. You know, that was an amazing story. You know, I don't know if I should, well, yeah. The first check I gave, I see a girl's name. She was a singer on Broadway. So I call her up and tell you, you know, you got a check. It was $10,000 or something. But then a couple of days later, I see the pension thing, and it's a different name, a different female. I said, holy shit, man, oh man, what's going on here? So I called her up and I said, I'd like to meet you for dinner. I got some papers to sign. And I asked my wife, you're going to have to join me. This could be confusing here. I meet the girl, and very nice. And she says, you know, her hair was like this over the eye, like. And she says she lost her eye at the FALN bombing at Francis Tavern. She lost her eyesight.
Really?
Yeah. So she tells us the story. She says, oh, I wasn't going out with Billy Burke at the time, but he called me that morning and said, don't go to work today. Something bad happened in the Trade Center. And he called me again when he said, I'm going down there now. I'll call you later. And then naturally, she never heard from him. So when I heard that, I said, well, she must have been the one that was important. So she tells us after they broke up, she had breast cancer. And he came and lived with her, took care of her. But then they broke up and he had a different girlfriend. But obviously, the one he liked the best, it seems, would be her. And she was a real sweetheart of a person, you know. But a story, just to say, you know.
Yeah.
We
did a tribute show to Billy Burke, and we had his brother on.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
Brother was a great guy.
Yeah, we had him on. We did a tribute to him.
What a great family. Yeah.
So go back and look that one up. All right, Cap.
Coming up to see Vina too.
You know, they were like the 10 people I had. They were all different. You know, some of them were ready for it, some of them weren't. You know, Dennis Devlin, I saw his wife. She said, you know, he was anal. He said every time he took a roll film, he put it in an album. The last picture he put in the album was he was special operations in headquarters or something. Was him in a helicopter with the World Trade Center behind him.
Wow.
That's holy shit. That's weird, man. He was a great guy. They real good. Mike Warcola, he was in 5 Truck. And it was his last day. His papers were in. He was ready to retire. That was his last day tour. And the box comes in, and they're getting on the rig. And the probie was there. He said, "No, you don't take this run. Stay back. You're not coming." I don't know if the kid worked the night before or whatever. But anyway, he told him. So they get down to the site, naturally, and the probie is there. So Warcola says, "I'm going to have you fired. Get the hell out of here. You do not come with us. That's it." 5 Truck, they go in. They all died. So that kid's father spoke at his funeral.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's just
so many stories.
So many stories.
That's the thing with the union too, is you really have your finger on you see and hear so much of that, good and bad, like
good and bad. Yeah, because when we got down there, like the first day, we did a little bit of searching, but by then there was more young guys there, and they told us make a list of the confirmed dead, confirmed alive, confirmed missing. We had scraps of paper. It was so chaotic, we didn't know where to start. Oh, that's 49 Truck. That's Spinelli. That's Sharina going from the left. I worked with his father. He's the guy that wanted to throw the guy in the river. Next is McKay, and then Bob Travis, McKeown, Saraselli, the guy with his hand in his mouth. I don't know who he is, and the other one is Vinnie Hogan. Good. It was not, just nice to see them down there. So someone took a picture. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it about that time?
I don't know.
Well, you finally retire in December 30th, 2008.
Wow, you did it that long, huh, Cap? You did that?
Yeah, 93 to 08.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like 13 years. But I wasn't getting on the rig. I wasn't putting on a mask. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
and actually, the union was pretty good. We had, Jack McDonald was the president, Richie Brower, Goldstein. Oh, that's another story about the trade center I could tell you. Shit just comes to mind.
That's what we do it.
That's what.
Yeah.
Kitchen table.
That the first day we saw Dr. Kelly. Actually, she went up to our office to get some water on her face, and she says, "Father Judge is dead." So we were surprised. I was with Richie Goldstein. He was a battalion chief. He was the chief's rep. When he ran for office, his motto was "Try something new, vote for a Jew." And he got elected, But that kind of
brothers like they like stuff that rhymes.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And it tells you what kind of guy he was. He was a great guy.
Try something new.
Me and him are going back to the site, and someone says, "Father Judge is in St. Paul's, I think it is. St. Paul's or St. Peter's, one of them." And so we go in there, and Judge, every couple of weeks, used to bring coffee. Goldstein used to bring coffee to Father Judge like every 2 weeks, fresh coffee for where he lived in a rectory on 31st Street. So he was naturally a good friend of his. And as I said, he married my daughter, so we were good friends. So anyways, we're walking down, and someone says, "Judge is in the church here." So we go in. He's laying on the altar, and it was like a little puddle of blood under his head. And, people were going by and saying prayers and stuff. And the ambulance shows up, and we said, "What are you doing?" So we're going to take him to the morgue. And there was a young cop there. So me and Richie got the body bag, and we put him in the body bag. That was probably one of the toughest things I ever did in my career. And then we're going to the ambulance, and I said, "Well, how about if we just take him up to 31st Street where he lives?" So the cop says, today, basically, he said, today we do whatever we want. So we go up to, I qualify a house, 1 truck and 24 engine. I said, listen, I'm coming up. Father Judge is dead. There was relocators there. And I said, do something in the back of quarters. We'll bring him in there. So they brought down a bed from upstairs, and they got a Scott box to kneel on, and they put up blankets and shit. They roped it off a little bit. So we get there.
Know this story.
Not too many.
We had a little test or little pieces of it. I heard. This is.
Oh, you did?
Not this part of it. Not this part.
I've never heard any of this.
Not this part of it. The first part.
So we, we turn in. We go in the block in the ambulance, and they were all lined up outside at attention, which was nice. I was very happy they did that. And so then we brought him back. We put him in the bed, and the priest. There's a lot of priests live across the street there at St. Francis of Assisi. So they all came over and started saying prayers and stuff. And then he used to, like, if you gave him $20, he would say, no, give me singles. Don't give me 20s and 10s. Give me single. Because he gave the singles out to the homeless guys. He wasn't going to give them a 20 because it was better he give 5 of them,
right.
$10, So believe it or not, that they were lined up out there. They were coming in and saying prayers, the homeless guys, because there's a food kitchen there, a food bank. So I guess they were there for that, So then, that's where, and then a couple of days later they buried him,
That's an amazing story. I've never heard
that story, Cap.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. Throwing the body bag is, very final.
No doubt.
Yeah. So, but it was good to do that.
Now we got to switch gears. Now I think it's
got to be some funny things. I got to tell you something.
He's reaching.
14th Battalion. There was a chief's driver in the 14th Battalion, Eamon Killian. He was born in Ireland, and he had a boat.
Ireland,
you can hardly understand him. But anyways, he really didn't care too much about fires. Like we had a fire in a garbage, like a Quonset hut, like 200 feet of garbage was burning, and he's the 14th Battalion. So the Bronx was Battalion 1-4. Give us a size up in the building. He says, "Oh Lord, it's massive." That was the whole size up in the Bronx. Okay, thank you, Raymond. They knew him by name.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, he was so relaxed. Somebody made a painting from the back seat of the chief's car, and it's cut in half, and you're looking out Eamon's window, the driver, and the birds are singing, there's grass growing, the trees are there, it's music, and it's beautiful. You look out the chief's window, they're jumping out the window, 3 falls of fire, they're shooting each other. Eamon was as calm could be. It didn't matter. Just
what's the guy you want?
Get the keys to the fire, that was it. No big deal.
Wow. Good stuff.
Oh, Yankee Stadium again. I was in Lincoln Hospital. The old Lincoln used to be down 139th and Jackson or something. And I had stepped on a nail. It went through the side of my boot. I'm sitting there with my foot in a bucket of water or something. And it's quiet. So I say to one of the doctors, man, it's pretty quiet. And he says, oh no, wait a minute. It was the other Lincoln. It was the new Lincoln up on 148th Street. And he says, don't worry, things will pick up. It's bat day in Yankee Stadium. I swear to God, within a half an hour, in comes an Asian guy. He owned a fruit stand on 161. So they were stealing his fruit. So he went after them. So they hit him with a bat. Don't worry, things will pick up.
I still have one of those under my car seat. One of those.
Yeah, another Lincoln, perfect. The old Lincoln. That's why I mixed them up. This Franklin Darrow, who's in 29, he took a bit of a feed. So they bring him to Lincoln and they put him in a bed. They gave you the oxygen and all that stuff. They put him in a bed. So now he's in that gown and all his clothes are on the floor. So the company comes by to see how he's doing. And they're talking to him. So this guy, Bob McKeown, steals his clothes. But in the next, he takes them when they leave. He takes the clothes. Now he's got the gown. In the next bed over was a guy who was probably a pimp or something because he was dressed in like purple and pink and, but he was dead. He was in the bed but they were waiting to do something. He had been stabbed in the chest. So now it comes time for Frank to leave. He calls the firehouse, says, we can't, we're relocated. So now he's got to get a gypsy cab. So he takes the purple clothing from the dead guy and gets a gypsy cab to go back to quarters.
Fucking guys.
Shit. He went up on the horse's ass and what?
I think we had the horse's ass in 103 as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You ever on
like
it?
You said.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think I was. If I was, it wasn't too long because
Before somebody else took the horse's
they
ass?
take the pressure right off you, baby. You know that.
The other pretty funny thing is the fishing trip we went on. That was early too. That would be the very early 70s. And it's a rainy, friggin' cold day. Oh, there we go. Cold day. And, we get out. He says, oh, shit. So I ask my friend Alcock, Billy, where's the meat? I want a sandwich. He says, see Patty Lennon. I go to Lennon. Hey, Patty, where's all the cold cuts and everything? He says, see Alcock. Well, the long and short of it is we had mustard and mayonnaise sandwiches for the whole day. Fortunately, there was some beer on the boat. But
that looks like some rough, choppy seas there. Man.
It was a horrible day.
Guy's got a tiny little flounder there, whatever he's got in his hand.
That might be the only one.
I'm looking at the size of the Maltese cross back in the day. Look at how big that thing is.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that. I was just saying that. I like the old version of that where just the number is in the middle, just small, right? I like that version better.
Yeah, and they were like quilted jackets of some kind.
Yeah,
they were very good, actually.
Those are great jackets. I have a couple down here. I get made fun of for mine all the time.
But
I mean, they love it, but
no,
shut up. I don't have it handy.
We had two lieutenants, one the engine, one the truck, Denny Martin and J.J. Johnson. And from the day Martin was there first, from the day J.J. came in, they would, every day they did something to each other. Every day. Like J.J., they had the wooden lockers. The officers had wooden lockers, So he gets the fireman to take the hinges off, take the things out of the hinges. And he gets in the wooden locker and we put the hinges back in the locker. Denny Martin comes into work. He opens the combo, opens the door, and JJ jumps on him. He fell down, actually, and he scared the shit out of him. So now it was Martin's turn to get even with him. So Martin steals one of his boots. So now JJ's running around 2 weeks. Where the hell? And the rubber boots had your name and badge number. So we're on that fishing trip, and JJ goes to the bathroom, and Martin has the boot with him, and he puts it on the hook, and it's in the water. He comes back from the bathroom. JJ,
I got a fish.
He reels in the fish, and it's
no, my God!
From like 6 weeks earlier. JJ, your boot.
That's freaking awesome.
They never stopped. They never ever stopped. Always.
That's good fun, though. That's good fun, man.
Yeah,
that's a great story.
Yeah,
Can you imagine the guy? Hey, you got something there. He reels it up. It's his freaking boot.
It's his boot.
Yeah, Denny Martin went on to be a deputy, and he used to say, when I was a lieutenant, a couple of guys stopped talking to me. So I made captain. A couple of more guys stepped up. I made battalion chief. More. By the time I made deputy, nobody talked to me. I didn't change. I'm the same as I always was. It's true. They don't change, but especially him, he didn't change.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Good guy.
All right, Cons. Now I think it might be that time.
What time is that?
It's time for.
It is time for the old school tip of the day.
All right, have at it, Cap.
Tip of the day. Well, tell you the truth, I'm so far removed from the fire department. I don't know if I have a right to give you a tip of the day.
Oh, yes, you do.
But everything has changed so much with computers and drones, and you get the layout of the fire department. You know where everybody is. It's almost like you're cheating compared to us. And it's good because I think in this 10 years of the 70s, we lost 66 guys in the fire department. and 17 truck lost 3 line of duty and a couple of more off the job. But the main thing I think I taught the Provies when they came is the size up is so important. When you ride in the block, to look at the smoke, look at what windows the fire is coming out of. Take note if there is a fire escape. Take note if it's an H-type, an old law tenement, or what kind of building is, and know what floor the fire is on. And it's very important. And if you get a chance to memorize where the fire escapes are, because if you get in a bad jam, you're going to need the fire escape to get out. I would say that's probably the only tip I have. But when I talk about the drones and everything, it's because I have 3 nephews. Michael, the oldest one, he's retired from 31 truck as a captain. He got out because of COVID. The job basically forced him out because he wouldn't get the shot. Then his brother Marty became battalion chief. He was obviously the smartest one of the 3. And Brian is still in 33 truck, a lieutenant in 33 truck. And I'm sure he'll retire from there. He's never going anywhere else. He loves it. And he loves the job. And actually, it's funny because at one of my niece's weddings, I convinced him to come on the fire department, Brian. And he was going to Florida. He was going here. He was doing this. I said, listen, it's all young guys like you. I said, just give it a shot for a little while. I think you'll like it. And he likes it. Hell, he's still there. He's getting close to 30, I think. And, he started in 26 truck. When he came on, I was friends with, there he is. That's Marty. And Brian got a medal. And he was making a big to-do about getting the damn medal. I said, Brian, between you 3 and me, we got well over 100 years of fire duty. I never got a goddamn medal. So, be happy. And that's Michael. And that oldest guy is now a quarterback in Brown University.
Wow. Nice.
So that's a little, and the other guy is a quarterback in high school. But, because of them, they keep me close to the job, which is great, and I'm so glad I convinced Brian many, many years ago to
they all got
you could
busy
tell.
places, Roof. How'd that happen?
33 truck. He's been there, when I first met him.
13 or 14 years, I think. Yeah,
he's been there a long time. And I actually told him that I had I went to go see Captain Finnemore when I was trying to go, I was trying to get up there.
Yeah.
And but then the squad thing happened. But so that's how I got you. Was through him. He gave me a whole bunch of guys. Yeah. So you could tell he loves the job, obviously.
Oh, yeah, and he's in ceremonial unit, and all of that. So yeah, it's good.
Family of firemen.
Yeah, for sure.
The fire department's been good to me. Really, as I said, I went to college at night. I never finished. And I love going to work every day. That was always. Vacation was too long. Let's get back to work.
Coop says that all the time.
I say that all the time.
There's no other job that you could freaking do that, right?
Yeah, you can't wait to get back to work.
One more thing. The cooks in the firehouse. Well, on 38th Street, the Italian guys were the cooks, really. And then we had a couple of guys. Tommy O'Connell was good, and this Larry Ryan was good. But Larry Ryan, the stove was right inside the kitchen door, and right outside was the hose tower. And Larry cooked, and downstairs, boys would be having a couple of adult beverages. So he put a rope in the hose tower, and whenever he wanted one, he just opened the hose tower. One in the boot. One in the boot. And he got one in the boot. But he was loin of pork and roast beef. He was the real good.
Man, good meals in a firehouse, right, Roof?
Yeah, good meals, yeah.
Full meals, and then you can have it for breakfast in the morning. Most of the time, anyways, you can have it for the next day.
Yeah,
Cap, it was a pleasure.
Yeah,
glad.
Great career, man. Great stories.
Well, thank you. It was my pleasure. You guys do a great job. It's interesting. There's a lot more stories.
There's a lot of stories. We're trying to get them all.
Yeah,
Gotta catch them all.
Keep trying.
Thank you for coming on.
No worries.
Great career.
I enjoyed
a lot to be proud of, man. Unbelievable.
Great family.
Good
The
job.
whole family.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. Gons, I think we got to play the.
We have two. We have our new ad for the sponsor of Collectors Club for our old school tip. We'll play that and then dig up a.
I got it right here. Don't you worry.
I know you are.
Stand by, Cap.
Stand by, Cap. We got to take care of it.
We at the Gettin Salty Experience are excited to announce the launch of the New York City Collectors Club, a brand new spin-off of the FD Collectors Club dedicated exclusively to New York City firehouses. Here's the deal. No more worrying about stopping by a firehouse when the crew's out on a run, and no more rolling the dice on questionable patches and coins off eBay. With this club, everything you receive is 100% authentic, straight from New York City firehouses. And the best part? A portion of every subscription goes directly to firefighter charities each month. Now, because you're a part of the Gettin Salty podcast community, you'll get 50% off your first month. That means you can join for just $14.99. All you have to do is use the code Gettin Salty at checkout. So if you're a collector looking for something real, meaningful, and straight from the source while giving back to New York City's best and bravest, the New York City Collectors Club is for you.
Sweet. I talked to Tom today. He also does the burn box. He's going to send us a burn box, and we're going to open it live on the air. So how you like that?
Oh, hell yeah. All
right, Guns. Last one.
Here we go.
The First Responders Center for Excellence is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to protecting the lives and livelihoods of first responders. Their education and research initiatives aim to bring greater awareness and understanding to the challenges to the health, safety, and well-being of firefighters, EMS personnel, and other first responders, too. They are an affiliate of the National Fallen Firefighter Foundation.
Now, if I had read this back in the captain's day here, they probably would have thrown me in a river. You know what I'm saying, Roof? But here we go. Regularly clean your bunker boots, especially the bottom of your boots. This minimizes the spread of fireground and other contaminants while reducing your risk of occupational illness. There you go.
Or you could throw them in the ocean.
Or you could throw them in the river. One or the other. I don't know. Or take the boot and put it and fish it out again. You know, I don't know. Who do we got next week, Roofie?
These are good questions. I don't remember. I got so many guys coming up.
They're all coming in like wildfire.
I'm working. Give me. You have Frank Walsh, Captain Frank Walsh.
Oh, where's he from?
Huh? You know what? Well, it says south. I'm guessing San Francisco Bay.
Oh, that's. Did you get that guy, Coobs?
I didn't get him.
Or Mikey got
Frank
him.
Walsh, Santa Clara.
Oh, California.
Oh no, no. I know what that is.
Left Coast guy.
Yeah. Following week is Lieb.
Oh, we got Lieb coming on back.
Chief
We're going to give away. Lieb is coming on. We're giving away like 3 or 4 gear badges when he comes on.
Oh,
tune in.
Oh,
Cap,
free stuff, much. Guys. Free stuff.
Free. You heard it. Fireman's favorite word. Free. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Until next week, stay low and go.
Thank you again, Cap. We'll see you at the big one, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, Cap. Thank you again. Remember, folks, I don't always watch podcasts, but when I do, bang it, baby. I prefer the Gettin Salty experience. Stay salty, my friends.
See you good.
I got something good.
Bite me. Anyway, have a good night, guys.